everyone, my name is Malvika Varadan and I'm very proud to bring you stories from around the world. Now this is a project by The Hive and Toddle and there are some very important rules to remember. Number one, listen really carefully to these stories. Number two, don't be afraid to pause this video and act along and follow the instructions, alright? And number three, right after we finish reading our stories, after our story time, don't forget to try out all the cool craft activities in your Toddle box and make sure that you get your hands dirty. Our next story from Stories from Around the World takes us to the small but beautiful country of Japan. Now this is a story called Peach Boy, a tale from Japan. One day, a woman saw something strange bobbing in the water near her house. And as she looked closer, she saw that it was an enormous peach. How do you think she looked at that peach when she saw it? At first, she was peering into the distance. What is that? And then her eyes got much bigger and she was like, wow, that is an enormous peach. Do you want to try that expression? She fished it out of the water, she took it home to her husband, and before they could eat it, something popped out. The peach split open and a boy jumped out. The couple called him Peach Boy, and he became their son, for they had no children of their own. The Peach Boy loved his new parents and they loved him too. They begged him to never ever leave their little house by the sea, and the Peach Boy was happy to stay until he heard about 4 ogres who were causing trouble on a distant island. I guess that made him very worried. What would a worried face look like? Please let me go, said Peach Boy. I feel that it's my duty to stop them. And although it made them sad to say goodbye, his parents gave him their blessing. How do you think they felt when he was leaving? After all, he had brought so much joy to their lives, right? They must have been very sad. What's the saddest face you can make? His father made him a sharp sword and his mother cooked dumplings for their journey. And then the Peach Boy set off for Ogre Island. He walked for many days until his path was blocked by a fierce dog. Before the dog could bite him, Peach Boy offered her a dumpling and told her about the ogres. What do you think this dog sounded like? It was really fierce, right? Almost vicious. He was barking loudly. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Can you make a dog woof? I'll help you fight them, said the dog. And on they traveled together. At last, Peach Boy came to a dark forest where a monkey and a pheasant lived. A pheasant is a kind of bird. Have you ever seen what a pheasant looks like in real life? Maybe you want to ask someone to show you a photograph. The monkey wanted to fight the dog, and the dog wanted to fight the monkey, and the pheasant wanted to fight both of them. But Peach Boy just gave them a dumpling each and told them all about the ogres. Wow, what must it have been like to have a dog under your foot and a pheasant on one arm and a monkey on the other arm? Can you show me what that's like to have 3 different creatures trying to fight all sitting on top of you? We'll help you fight them, said the monkey and the pheasant. And the 4 new friends traveled on together. They stopped fighting now. At the edge of the sea, the 4 friends built a boat and they set sail. And the waves were rough and the wind was strong. I want you to imagine holding on to the sides of a boat and there's wind in your hair and the waves are pushing you left and right and backward and forward. Whew! But they sailed safely, singing songs and sharing dumplings until they reached Ogre Island. The ogres lived in a fortress with walls that touched the clouds. Imagine that, something so tall, taller than the Burj Khalifa. Wow, this fortress had walls that touched the clouds, but Peach Boy was not afraid. Come out and fight, he called. And the ogres appeared one by one. What do you think he sounded like when he said that line? Could you try it? Come out and fight. Very brave, very loud. The pheasant flew at the blue ogre and started pecking him with her beak. Oh, that must have hurt. Imagine a bird pecking you with a beak. It's really sharp, right? The monkey picked coconuts from the nearby tree to hurl at the green ogre. So what does it mean to hurl something? Pick up an imaginary ball and with all your might you throw it at someone, it goes, whoa! You're hurling it. The dog growled and howled, barked and snarled and bit the pink ogre on his ankle. What do those words mean actually, to growl and howl and bark and snarl and bit the pink ogre on the ankle? Do you want to try those words? The boy chased the yellow ogre 7 times around the walls of the fortress, waving his sword and shouting. I want you to wave that imaginary sword in your hand. Stop! Shouted the ogres. We'll give you all our treasure. Just leave us alone. At once, the pheasant stopped pecking. The dog stopped barking. And the monkey stopped throwing coconuts. Peach Boy put down his sword and said, "First, you must promise to stop causing trouble." "Oh, we promise." How do you think the ogres said that? Look at them, they're down on their knees with their arms out and they're just begging and pleading. They're just, please, please, we promise. So Peach Boy took the ogre's glittering treasure and sailed back home. The Peach Boy's parents were very pleased to have him back. Look at them, they're smiling ear to ear. Wouldn't you be happy to see him again? They decorated the house with the ogre's treasures and they threw a huge party to celebrate. The animals had so much of fun that they didn't want to go home. But luckily they did not have to. The Peach Boys' parents liked them so much that they invited them to stay in their house forever. And that's how the story ends, with a very happy monkey, a very happy dog, a smiling pheasant, 2 lovely parents and a peach boy. We hope you enjoyed that story and we hope you enjoyed acting along. Now don't forget to get your hands dirty and start doing all of the craft activities associated with that story. And remember, even if we can't get on planes and travel around the world, stories and words can help us go anywhere.